All right, let's get started. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's going well tonight. We are just testing tonight. Well, we'll find bugs. We'll fix how many bugs we can. If we fix a certain amount, we'll do a release. We're also hoping, if we've got time and stuff like that, do more unit tests and apply permissions to what we've just done. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it tonight. It is cold tonight. It's not too bad in this room. It's 19.4 degrees Celsius. For those wondering what that is, it's 67 Fahrenheit. So yeah, let's get started. Well, we don't need the watch at the moment. Don't think we need the prod either, but doesn't hurt to do it. We're just going to run without debug mode, and we are going to get that up, and we're going to get up that. Oops, wrong one. This one. So yeah, currently around a week and a half into May. So we do have 2 new features that we want to do. I think I'll push one of those features out. Yeah, I might push this feature out just a bit, even though that might take me just one stream to do. This one might take me a couple of streams to do. I need to figure out quite a lot for it. But yeah, we want to improve the unit tests and also expand on the documentation heavily. So yeah, I think I've overstacked myself this month, which is not good. All right, that should be done. Yep, this should be up and running. We want to jump in as a team leader. And what we want to do is, testing wise, just going to reset the canvas. All right, testing wise, what we want to focus on is mostly the new functionality, so sprints and the My Planner. So what we want to test is essentially, we're going to nitpick this. And hey, the bud that, sorry, I mucked up your name. Hey, the bud that I know. How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. So what we want to do is we want to essentially test the UI, UX sort of functionality. And record any improvements that we could think of. All right. So yeah, let's get started. So, and hello, Agent. How are you? Hopefully you're going well too. So yeah, welcome both of you. Yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Let's now I've got to be careful. I know ads are just about to start. Let's do a let's say a requirement. Testing the sprint functionality. And I'm just keying that in very, very quickly. So we do have the sprints over here. We do have requirement links. I'm just keying a couple of links in. I'm just filling it out. Okay. So. Oh, and there's the ad. All right. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's going well tonight. I realized when I did the release on Wednesday, I was meant to delete the migration tape, the migration scripts, and initialize them. Whoops, didn't do that. But well, it's very little minor thing. I just wanted it to be in one file instead of over two. These things happen. So yeah, I was just exhausted Wednesday. I think I only streamed 2 hours Wednesday. I went to bed straight away and just pretty much fell asleep and woke up late the next day. So yeah, shows you how tired I was. I don't know why I was tired. So yeah, oh, well, these things happen. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. So yeah, we've got both cats with me tonight. We've got Socks here, and then Max over in Socks's bed. So yeah, got them both here. This is very rare. I think Max just wants some attention, so he's been sleeping in Socks's bed because I can pat him, and Socks is here being like, "Are you patting him?" So yeah. All right, about 10 seconds left. So yeah. All right, welcome back everyone. Let's jump straight back into it. All right, so we are testing the sprint functionality. Now, we've got that done like that. And we want this for a week. We'll create a new sprint. We've got this, add object to wizard. Let's go project. Now, one thing which happened right there, there's two things on this page. So let's just go straight into this. Let's create this bug. Oops, Socks. Yeah, I know your tail's in the way, sweetie. No clipping for the end date on the sprint Gantt chart. All right, cool. So how do I state this? Note on the Gantt chart, the project will extend outside of the Gantt chart section. Yeah, pretty much that. This will need to be truncated. Truncated. How do I spell that again? Truncated. Truncated at the final end date. All right, cool. So we're gonna go normal. We're gonna go bug. We're gonna go submitted. We're gonna assign to me. We are going to put this in sprint. We don't have a version for this at the moment. And then I'm gonna go create another. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in another object. Because yeah, it just refreshed the page. That shouldn't be happening. Adding object to Gantt chart refreshes the page. All right, cool. Method one, log into NearBeach. Page, navigate the menu, find objects, sprints, I think it is, the sprints. The sprints, and then click on any active sprints. Oh, draft sprints, I should state. On the draft sprint page, click on add object. The modal will appear. Add an appropriate object to the sprint. Okay, expected results. The object is added to the sprint. Actual results, the page will refresh. which is not what we want. Yeah, we don't want that at all. And it should have added the requirement item. Let's see if there's a task. Oh, all right. This is not allowed. User not informed that there are no objects when trying to add to sprint. So method 1, log into NearBeach, to navigate the menu, find objects, list sprints, on a draft, select any draft sprints, add an object with type where there are no potential objects. Expected results. User informed there are no objects. Actual results. User left with a blank page. See screenshot. All right, sprints. Now, we did add the requirement item. I'm just gonna... Yeah. Looks like it didn't add them in. There's no start date, end date for requirement item. All right. That's why I didn't add it in. We need to think about that. We need to properly think about that. So sprints currently can't show requirement items. Currently sprints can't show requirement items because requirement items do not have a start or end date. Cool. We need to plan how these objects will work under the sprint framework. Cool. Now this one I'm going to do as major. We want to solve that sooner rather than later. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of issues around this. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's a lot of work going to happen around sprints. And again, chart functionality, like I want to be able to have these leveled and stacked and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just have everything up to date. Now this is for 7 days. I'm going to delete this sprint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it for a little bit longer. Like so. Oh, another bug I should be dealing with. Sorry, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to create a new sprint. I'm going to go back to the 7-day one. Take screenshot. I'm going to exaggerate this. Is all of this white space? All right. A lot of white space on sprints Gantt chart when there are Gantt chart. So when there is a short sprint, there is a lot of white space involved on the Gantt chart. It might be ideal to remove this white space. This is just normal. This is just type bug submitted, assigned to me, sprint. Cool. Now, one thing which we could potentially do is, at the moment, we don't have we don't have a so we've got this, which we've got margin 5 pixels on either side, padding bottom 50. Yeah, what I would want to do, I can't do width auto. That's because yeah. Oh, that's not even. Even margin auto won't do that. It's just that there's a lot of white space here. And the idea was when we were building this, there was a lot more data in there. But when we got it to something so short, it might be an idea that we just go and calculate this. So we might go, that's 245, 900. So that will be 1145. So give me 2 seconds. Let's go 5 pixels for that again. And then 1145 pixels, didn't we say? And then we just go auto. And then we can do it like that. I think the one problem is that will be a calculation, which we can do in JavaScript, no problem. Yeah, that won't be a problem in JavaScript. So if I've just deleted that. I'll recreate one where it's longer. And we're going to test the same sort of thing. The one problem is we don't want it where, if we got this, let's add in a new width. So width 1145 pixels again. I mean, that will work. All right. What if we do calc 100 view width minus 10 pixels? That works perfectly fine. And I kind of like that. So I've got a solution for this. So I'm going to write in potential solution for this. Potential solution. Much like the Kanban board functionality, we should calculate the width of the Gantt chart on mount and on screen size change. The calculation should take into account the width of the field plus the width of the days. 35 pixels each. If the width of the screen is greater than this, then we'll use the width. Much like how we implemented this on the Kanban board, we will check to see which size is the largest and use the appropriate width. For example, if the Gantt chart is bigger than the screen width, we'll use the following width calc 100 view width minus 10 pixels. For example, if the Gantt chart is smaller than the screen width with a size of 145 pixels, we'll use the following width calc. Actually, width 145 pixels. All right. We should then implement a margin auto and 0 for this. This will be implemented on the class Gantt chart. Cool. So yeah, that will be the solution. Not hard to implement. So we just add something that watches the screen size and just reapplies it when it's been completed. So that way everything will fall into place really quickly. Yeah. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about this. This will work perfectly fine. All right, so going to parent object works. Let's create new sprint. Let's add object. So let's add a project in. Let's add this in. Let's currently shrink it. Oh, it's not moving. Okay. Okay, socks. Okay, we did test this functionality out. Drag and drop's not working. Yeah. Oh, and these are outside of those days. All right. Okay. This needs a this is more of a major issue now. So date/time not matching in get chart. So if you have a close look at the get chart, you'll notice that the start/end date are in 2023, whilst the Gantt chart is currently in 2024. This is having multiple issues with the drag and drop and not updating the dates correctly. In this sort of case, let's just go priority, let's go major, bug, submitted, assigned to me, sprints, and then let's copy of this issue. So, user not informed certain objects out of Gantt charts date. So if you look closely, yep. User should be informed with a widget that these particular dates, these particular objects have issues within the current sprint. I.e outside of the sprint's time. We'll need to create, and hey there Ramforth, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. We are bug testing today, so we're just finding all the bugs and nitpicking everything and so forth like that. So yeah, how am I processing? Pretty good. Found a few bugs, but that's always going to happen with any new feature and stuff like that. So we are logging them, and then hopefully within the next couple of releases we'll fix them up. So yeah, yeah, found a few major ones, but I should be able to do them. A lovely stage of development. Yes, it is, but it's a very important one too. All right, so outside the sprint line, we'll need to create a widget to inform the users of these issues. So we also have both cats with us today. So, let's just, so we've got Socks and Max here. This is Max. He's like, what? I'm just trying to sleep. So, yeah. All right, so one thing I want to actually do is, so we've got the sprint. I want to create a new object. Let's create a new object. Let's go a simple object. Socks, did you just fall over? Yeah, both of them with me today. It's a lot warmer in here than any other room in the house, just because the computer pumps out enough heat, and it's a small enough room that this computer will heat up this room. So yeah. All right, let's say the 10th. Let's say this one will go over to here. Let's just confirm that. Let's just create this as a new project. Let's go into sprints. Let's add object wizard. Let's go projects. We said a simple project. We'll add that in. Now, One thing I'm noticing is this is still not moving. But this one is. All right, cool. So yeah, this shouldn't be showing whatsoever. There should be no blue bar there. Oh yes, yeah, we're headed into winter. So yeah, it's getting cold here. Hence, I'm wearing the jumper and the beanie and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have, I've got fingerless gloves here just in case. In fact, I might put them on. Yeah, because it can get cold in this room. Last winter, I had a heater in this room, like a little tiny oil heater. Electric oil heater. If I can actually spell. So yeah, I had one of these in here, but I don't think it's needed at the moment. Is someone cooking something off that? Or just steaming something? I don't want to know. So yeah. You're in the south of Australia. Yes, yeah. So Melbourne, to be precise. So yeah. Oh, what happened? Oh yeah, yep, that's there and stuff like that. All right, cool. So that we know isn't working, but this is working perfectly fine, and we can extend the dates to there. If I actually change this to 2014 confirm and 2014 confirm, we should be able to hit refresh. All right, and then let's actually put this within the dates. There we go. And we got that fixed. Now, one thing we can do is, this is a bug. So I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to copy that. Can untick these stars. I hate how they just add stars in. Met a few people from Melbourne and surrounding areas online over the years. Yep. Yeah. Well, we try to be. So yeah, I do love Melbourne. All right. Sprints, end dates can appear before the start date. All right, cool. We need functions in place to make sure the end date does not... well, it can equal the start date. All right, we need functions in place to make sure the end date does not appear before the start date. These checks should be run when a date has been changed. We should copy the rules used in the change task. All right. Oh yeah, and don't forget to drop with the emoji. Where did you land? Ah, okay. Damn, no one's landed. Let's do Judgmental Lily. All right. So this is this will be critical because this will actually cause follow-on problems within NearBeach. Yeah, don't worry. I think everyone missed the target. Damn. All right. It's a hard target to get. And hello, Scan, sorry. All right, so we got that in there. What we want to do here, I'm just going to go this, and I'm just going to put the 19th and confirm. Oh, and we've just hit an ad break. So I'm just going to click on this, and I'm quickly going to do some waits. Oh, actually, I tell you what, I'm also going to go into standing mode. Alright, there we go. Bit lower, because it nearly took my tablet off. Alright. Whilst the ads are going, just keep myself warm. Max is looking at me weirdly. He's like, what are you making this for? Yeah, I'm just doing the weights during the ads. I'm trying to improve my upper body strength. I've got a bung shoulder due to being hit by a car. Not fun, don't recommend. And yeah, the one problem is I lost a lot of muscle from my upper body. Alright. I think there we go, and I'll quickly catch up on chat. Okay, welcome back everyone. Whoops, ad. Yep, he's just doing the weights during the ads. Some swans are getting high on Red Bull and some Greek-inspired newspaper ads and apes. Oh, was that an ad? All right, I mostly get movie ads. So I've been getting lots and lots of movie ads. You get the best ads. I don't have ads, I never do it. I don't know why. Do you pay for Turbo? Because if you pay for Turbo, that's probably why. Alright. Okay, yeah, I don't know why. Yesterday you only got up to get coffee? Oh, fair enough. Yesterday I slept in. I was half an hour late for work. I made up the time. Don't worry, I didn't have a lunch break and I worked really late yesterday. So I definitely made the time up. But yeah. Ooh. That just changed it back. Okay, that's a weird bug. Don't see that on anything else. Alright, for those that are wondering, what was happening was this was automatically truncating the time. So I would do that, and then I would move it, and it did it again. Am I just not giving it enough time? So 24:05:12, 24:05:17. How's the progress going? Going good. We're at the bug finding stage at the moment, hence we're doing this today. Yeah, no, it's going good. So we'll be testing out the My Planner in a little bit. So making sure this works perfectly fine, try and find any issues and so forth like that. And just log bugs. I don't really mind ads. They help keep the platform free for smaller streamers and cheapish for the ones that are bigger. Yeah, yep. So, what is your view on GPT tools to write and or clean up your code? I have found that sometimes, like, ChatGPT has hallucinated for me at times. As for automating stuff and getting sort of the boiler template sort of stuff done, they can be great, because at the end of the day, sometimes you don't want to spend 10-20 minutes writing up all this boiler template when something could do that for you automatically. So yeah, you just got to be careful of some hallucinations. So yeah. Ooh, we got some bugs that are being difficult. I know. Yeah, that was a weird bug. So I might try and replicate it. So we'll just change the end date, and that's like, Oh, we did it again. All right, if I change that and then suddenly move it. All right, hang on, I mucked that up. Let's do that and go confirm and then move it. All right, this is gonna be a specific, actually I wanna replicate it one more time. So I'm just gonna refresh. So we're gonna change this to this, go confirm and then move it. All right, we've replicated it. Yes, socks. I don't know if you guys can hear socks meow. All right, so what do we have? We have end date within sprint not keeping state. So method 1, log into NearBeach. 2, navigate to an open sprint. I'm a bit, actually I should navigate the navbar. Find objects, list sprints. Oh, Nightbot 96. I can hear her lol just about as loud as mine saying, yeah. Yep, she is loud. All right, I'm going to do empty amber. All right, list sprints. Select any sprint in draft mode. Nightbot's still in the lead. Damn it. All right. This is where we change the end date for one of the objects, then move using the drop-down editor, data editor, then move the whole bar. Expected results, bar to retain the size of the updated end date. Actual results, the end date modified, the size of the bar goes back to the original size, which is weird. So I might take a recording of that. I'm going to say this is normal. It's annoying. Absolutely rigged. I claim Nightbot is being behind it all. Yeah, that I would admit Nightbot has landed pretty close multiple times. All right. But that could be because, randomly speaking, I've set Nightbot to do that drop, I think every 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something like that. And it must hit that same random seed. The suspicion deepens, yep. Alright, what are you doing, Socks? Oh, you want the... She just wants to check out my cupboard. Don't know why. Alright. So, let's grab a little video of this. I don't know how to grab a video of this on Ubuntu. I forgot how to do that. Ubuntu grab video, capture video. Press the print key, or press the screenshot button. Oh. Okay, they made it easy. Okay, we're gonna refresh. We're gonna change the end date. We're gonna make it on the 15th. I'm gonna go confirm and then move it. And then I'll stop that. All right, cool. And now I've got to find that. Let's upload it. So that would be... So I think it might be under home. Let's go videos, screencasts. That's from today. Yep, cool, that's it. You appreciate your use of a project management tool? Oh, thank you. Yes, it is very handy. I've had to do this a couple of times. So this is going back 8 or so years. I remember discussing with someone from... I put in a bug for Debian and stuff like that. It was like this really weird bug. Because I did quite a lot of photo processing, and I'll show you my camera in a second. So I've got one of these. So one file on that is 25 megabytes. Anyway, so I was taking thousands and thousands of shots, and I would put it on my hard drive, process those images, and then put it on an external hard drive once done. And just through doing that, opening up File Explorer used to take forever and sometimes come up with weird errors and stuff like that. So I captured a screenshot, not a screenshot, but a video of it happening and so forth like that. And yeah, was able to send that in with the method, expected, and actual results. So yeah, sometimes the idea is you want the person who's reading this bug to understand what you're doing and what you expect that to accomplish. So yeah. Okay, close that. All right. So we're happy with that. I think I know what this issue is here. Because if we actually change this down to 13 and confirm, we can see it updates in the back end and so forth like that. So if we refresh, it's like that, and then when we move it, it's fine. I think there's a state issue somewhere where if we change the dates there, if we change it over here, it doesn't update the length properly. But if we change it here, it updates it properly. So I think I'm just missing a step somewhere. As a completely solo developer, I haven't even considered the readability for other people. Yeah, it's something, when I was working at the university, it's something we had to do quite often. So I learnt the method, expected, and actual results from there. So by writing method, expected, and actual, and you'll find if you ever for example put a bug report in on Bugzilla, which I've done, or not Bugzilla but on Mozilla itself, you'll find that they prefer this method too. So this isn't going into that's going into a greater detail, but what we want is yeah, I can't find anything at the moment. So what you're saying is that getting an education actually no, I just worked in education. So yeah, certifications are always helpful. Yes, they are. So is networking, and also just doing projects and stuff like that. So there's been times where I've shown people NearBeach and been like, all right, this is what I'm doing. This is how I solve these particular problems. This is how I do this, do that, and so forth like that, which is great in an interview sort of process, because sometimes you can't go into specific details about what you did to solve a problem on your job, just because you don't want to give away company secrets. But if you've got an open source project no one minds because it's an open source project and you can explain how you solve those problems in great detail. All right, so if I do that and do that, I'm just going to refresh. Another thing I want to do is I want to see if, oh, all right, I am going to need the video for that again. Before I do the video though, let's actually put this back on. No, let's do May the 24th. Yeah, it's like it's not updated the state correctly. Okay. So we want this as a video. We just capture it like that and then, oops. And then you'll notice the end date appears incorrectly. So what I want to do, dragging the end date. The end date on the Gantt chart can make the end date before the start date. So we don't have any checks to stop this. And don't forget to drop everyone. I am going to do Grumpy Max. So, method 1, log into NearBeach. 2, navigate the menu. Find objects. List sprints. Select any draft sprints. Yep. On the sprint page, drag one of the object's end dates and keep dragging until the end date is before the start date. Okay, so expected results. This is not possible. There will be a check to make sure the end date cannot be before the start date. Actual results, the end date can easily be before the start date. I just had a little bit of a brain freeze there. All right, so what we want to do is we also want to attach this particular one, right? Yep, that one. And who won? Oh, Jesus. All right, Grumpy Max for the win. So, yeah, definitely rigged. All right, did that upload? Yep. Please see screencast. Okay, so priority. This is going to be a major one because this actually causes follow-through problems with this, and we want to fix this as sooner rather than later. Actually, no, I'm going to go critical. I'm going to go critical here. I'm going to go bug. I'm going to go smitted. I'm going to go like that, and we're going to go sprints. And we're going to go no version at the moment. We're going to create an empty draft. Okay, another bug which I want to point out is we can do the same thing with these particular start dates, which I don't want to do. I want to keep the dates within this particular thing. So for example, if someone were to extend it out here, I don't want that to happen. You guys can't see that, what happened then. So let me just do that. What I mean is people can extend this outwards very easily, which is not what we want. So what I'm going to do, because yeah, it causes follow-on problems. Okay, so print screen. I'm going to have this set to wider. We're going to have this as a video, and we're just going to record this where we do this and we can do this. Cool, easy. Gantt charts, dragging and dropping start/end dates outside time frame. So method 1, log into NearBeach. 2, navigate the menu. I'll just put menu this time. Find objects, list sprints, select any sprint that is currently in draft mode. On the sprint page, drag and drop either a start/end date. So we know why it's bugging then. For that particular case, yes. So what I should be doing is I should be putting in a check to be like, all right, cool. Is this date going to go before the start date of the sprint or after the end date of the sprint? We should stop and not make that change. The user will still be able to drag their mouse and stuff like that, but it'll just cut off there. It's something we can easily implement. So yeah. And it's causing the bug out because everything's outside of that sort of contained zone, so it doesn't know exactly what to do. And I need to also program in that particular edge case. So if, for example, you do add in an object here that starts before the start date but falls into this time zone or time frame, if we want to call it time frame, and we move it, we should still be able to sort of calculate that stuff. Because one way to solve that, okay, let's say our time frame is from here to here. So this is our time frame. And let's say we've got an object that's the object time frame is like this. So this is object time frame. What I could do is I can program it so we go, all right, cool. The object's time frame is now kind of like this, and we call this the delta. So, and then we handle everything off of that delta. And then when someone moves this, let's say someone moves it this way. So let's see if I can, oops, wrong one. Someone moves it over. Oh, that was a terrible job. Let's say someone moves this over. I'll get rid of this line. I'll draw them back in. Then what we have is we'll recalculate the delta, which will be fine. And then let's say if someone moves it even more and it falls within the proper time frame. So let's say someone moves it so it's like, whoops. Sorry, that was meant to be like that. Let's say someone moves it into there. It just then becomes back to the object time frame. So yeah, I've got to sort of do that logic in there. And I think what's happening at the moment is when someone moves it, it's grabbing the full width. And that's why we see it expand out, even though we've got the start date and we're moving it the start date that way. So, yeah. All right, cool. Method, log into NearBeach, navigate to the find objects list sprints, select any sprint that is currently in draft mode on the sprint page, drag and drop either the start date, end date, outside of the time frame /bounds. Expected results, nothing to happen. The ends of the time frame are where the manipulation stops. Actual results are weird things happens with the blocks. Code gets weird. All right, cool. And then we had a please see screencast. And we had a screencast for this. Oh, it just attaches it. Okay, I'm going to say this is a major one because once again, we have follow-on through effects and so forth like that. Okay, we don't have a version just yet. Nope. Are you wanting up? Yeah, you're coming up. There you go. Say hi to everyone. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm just gonna hit refresh. All right, cool. That still is broken. I'm going to put something that starts at the 8th. And let's say it finishes on the 12th. So we got a little, ooh. All right. Yeah, that's where we would need the delta. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. And yeah, let's just paste this in. Ooh, all right, cool. Objects that start before time frame in sprints are rendered incorrectly. Okay, please note with the socks, what are you biting now? Please note with the object, its start date is before the time frame of the sprint. The number of days. Socks. Stop eating it. No. That's not to eat. Please note the start date before the time. The number of days that are rendered out are the number of days between the start/end of the object. We have not taken any deltas in this case. All right, cool. Potential fix. We should look at all objects where the start date is before the start date of the time frame. We should look at all objects where the start date is and apply a simple delta, where the delta is the start date of the time frame to the end date of the object. And that's where I'm going to redraw this thing. Give me a couple of seconds so people will be like, all right, yep, that makes sense. Let's go down here and just go like, oop, and we are on an ad. Cool. I'm just going to draw this whilst we're on an ad, so everyone saw it before. I'm just going to make sure it looks nice. Time frame of sprint. All right, And then let's go object. Delta. All right. I want that. I want to select all of this. I then want to export image. I just want this as a PNG. Let's go dark mode, PNG. Let's open it up. Let's go copy. Let's paste it in. And yeah, let's this is going to be major because once again, this is actually having follow through effects. So yeah. Assigned sprints. And yeah, cool. Anyway, welcome back everyone. Let's go back here. You didn't miss much. I was literally just drawing a picture. So yeah, we just redrew that picture and we're like, all right, cool. Object, delta, time frame, and all that kind of stuff. I put this as a major one because once again, this is going to affect more things in this particular thing. Let me rephrase that. If we fix this, we're going to get less bugs. At the moment, it affects quite a lot because the start dates aren't lining up or anything like that. If people are like, oh, wait a minute, this is meant to be like right here. As you see, it's changing this incorrectly, which is a problem. And then if we move it, it just causes more and more problems. And yeah, let's get this fixed up sooner rather than later. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just once again I threw this together very, very quickly. I knew I would have to go back and fix all of this, and that's why I'm testing at the moment. So I know what to do, I know where to fix it, and so forth like that. So yeah. All right, I feel like we have tested this out quite a bit. If we start the sprint, it refreshes the page and it doesn't solidify anything. Oh wait, no, that's fine. We don't want it solidified on start because hey, these things are constantly changing and stuff like that. It's when we finish the sprint that this should be solidified. All right, so we've got another bug. And we're just going to copy. And this is a very simple bug. So to stop all of this happening, what we could do is all of these have functions. We could have escape conditions in those functions, being like, hey, if the status is finished, don't bother with this function, which we do all the time. All right. So what we want to do, finished sprint can still have the objects manipulated. So method, yeah, it's basic sort of stuff. I think you'll actually see it in my code. There we go. So this is one case where we have a escape condition. And so, for example, is if the user profile length is 0, we just don't do anything. So yeah, we don't run any of this because it's of length 0. There's other ones in there too. That's in its compiled form, so that's a bit hard to read, sorry. Let's go into directory. Let's go into that's in coverage. Oops, my bad. Sites, NearBeach, source, components. Let's just go source. Escape conditions. Oh, here's another one. So for this particular initialization of the data is if destination or location equals, so for example, destination is nothing, so the destination has not been set, or location ID is 0, which also means location ID hasn't been set. We just escape. We don't bother doing this particular thing, which this is the get data and this is getting data. So it just means that, hey, we actually haven't had these set just yet. In some cases, I think I know why this is done like this. Yeah, it's when it's mounted and initialized data runs, but nothing has passed all the way through yet. And I think I've got another call that actually handles, hey, this data hasn't been set, and fixes that up. So yeah, and it's nice having escape conditions at the top. All right, method 1, log into NearBeach, navigate the menu, let's find objects, and then list sprints, and then what we want to do, find a finished sprint, and then inside the finished sprint, manipulate the data. Expected results, user cannot make any changes as this is a finished sprint. Actual results, user can manipulate the data. Oops, I almost wrote date, which, yeah, the people can manipulate the date and stuff like that. Oh yep, don't forget to drop. All right, I'm doing Frankie, one of the smartest cats I have ever had. Sadly, she got bitten by a snake. All right, this is going to be normal because at the moment this isn't. It's perfectly fine for someone to come into here and do this. Ah, Frankie got it. Okay. One. Yeah, I know. Just. All right. Next time, I won't drop. Give it a couple of minutes. Like, sorry, give it 5 minutes, and I think it respawns. It may spawn even sooner than that. So yeah. One thing I do want to point out is I'm not too worried about this because what could actually potentially happen is someone could go to that particular thing. So if we actually open up this simple object and stuff like that, and let's say we're continuing with this, we're like, all right, no, actually, let's make this start in the future and so forth like that. Let's say we want it to do all that. This is actually going to edit what happens on the sprint itself. So if we refresh this, this is now representative of what we've just edited, and vice versa. So I'm not too worried about this moving and so forth like that. Yeah, the idea is we can also close it from here, and if we go back over here and refresh, boom, everything's closed. So project is currently closed, but we can always reopen it. Part of the NearBeach flow. All right. So one other thing I did want to point out is I want to get rid of this now. So take screenshot. Oh, actually, I should take screenshot of all of this. So I want to change the between dates functionality. Between dates should no longer have dulled out dates. If the user updates the start/end date to be, all right, cool. Actually, let's rephrase this. So if the user updates the start date to appear after the end date, we should update the end date to be 1 day after the start date. I'm going to put this as a dot point. If the user updates the end date to appear before the start date, we should update the start date to be 1 day before the end date. Yeah. We should change how the between dates component now works as using this as the flow of changing dates is currently cluttered. As they have to change the end date first, or as they have to change in a specific way that is not intuitive. There we go. All right. This one's going to be normal. I'm not too fussed about it. This will be MISC. So yeah, I'm not overly fussed with that. So this between dates, this particular component is used in multiple different places. When we were initially doing this, we were like, all right, we should have all of these dates blanked out so people can't, you know, select them and stuff like that. But people have the ability to do something random like this and then go on the 26th and then, oh, those are all crossed out. But that in a way is pretty good. Like so. So yeah, the idea being is if they change it, then that will update and so forth like that. Yeah, and we can always throw up a toast, being like, hey, we've just had to modify your start date to represent this, and so forth like that. That's very easy to do, and I think we've got, we can do info toasts. I'm just hoping that there is a toast. All right, if we go into here, we go toast fade show, background info. We could do something like that. I've just realized you guys can barely see that. Sorry about that. There we go. So we can do something like this. So it's not a warning or anything like that. It'll just pop up and be like, hey, this happened. Oh, here's a better one to do it on. If I actually move this over here like this. Like so. Yeah. All right. Actually, I might put that in there as a comment. We should notify users if we change /update either start/end date with a simple toast. These toasts could have background info on them, so it is informing the user of the updated fields. All right, cool. Yep. All right. This is nitpicky, very nitpicky. We have a HR right there. So I'm just going to take screenshot of this. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste this in. All right, so what do we want to say? What sprints? Finish sprint has unrequired HR. The HR tag can be removed from this sprint when the sprint is finished. This is minor. Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. It's just it's a really nitpicky type of thing. All right. So current issues, we're now back up to 27. We expected a big jump in numbers and stuff like that. Ooh, update text on self-hosting page, MS. What's this one again? Yep. All right, cool. Yeah, that's a fix I can push through on this weekend. All right, so, and the good news is if we sort by priority, we've only got 2 critical ones and then followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major ones. So we can, if I start that this weekend, I think hopefully I can get those critical ones out and then followed by this. And then, yeah, we can knock out a couple of these other ones very easily. Yeah, all right. So I'm happy with this. Let's go into the My Planner now. And what I want to do is I want to move this. I just want to get rid of this. This is fine. So I'm going to add in Kanban card. Ooh, we don't have any Kanban cards. All right, projects, tasks. We've got nothing assigned to us at the moment. So what I'm going to do, so I'm actually going to nitpick this. I think the wording on the sorry there are no results should be reflected just a little bit differently. And I'm going to say this is a bit of a, it's a quick and easy sort of thing. I think I'm going to say major for this. It's weird saying something so easy to fix is such a major thing, but I feel like in this sort of particular case, we need the user to know that, hey, there are no things assigned to you. So, new planner object wizard, wording confusing. Method 1, log into NearBeach. To navigate the menu. Ooh, I'm never over here. It's users and then my planner. Navigate the menu, users planner on the my planner page. Add an object. Select from the modal / wizard. Select an object selector where you do not have any objects assigned to you. Expected results. Text to inform you that there are no assigned objects to you. I.E. Sorry, currently you do not have any object type assigned to you. Please assign object type. Please assign object type to yourself for it to appear here. Actual results, default text. That is a bit confusing. Not informing you that you require the I'll answer that in a second. Default text, that is a bit confusing, not informing you that you require the objects to be assigned to yourself. Now, if I can spell, this This is my planner. There we go. We've already created a thing for it. All right, sweet. To answer your question, sorry, I just needed to get that word vomit out as quickly as possible. So I currently have NearBeach actually on what's called an Azure web app. So if we go, oops. So if you don't know what an Azure web app is, so here's some information about the Azure web apps. Essentially, think of it like a VM, but you don't have to manage the VM. You do have to pay for it, so it is a bit more expensive than a VM would be, but then you're not having to worry about any of the system administration stuff. Now, I know system administration, however, I don't want to spend X amount of time per month on system administration. So I just use the Azure web apps. It gets a little bit more complicated than that. I won't be able to show you the sort of stuff because I don't want to jump into my portal and accidentally dox my ID keys and all that kind of stuff. But the good thing about Azure web apps is they now allow Docker Compose. So if we go into self-hosting on our Azure web apps, I will try and explain my best here. On our Azure web apps, we've actually got a similar Docker Compose file on there. We don't use the database inside the Docker. We actually use a MySQL, Azure MySQL. Oh, I was meant to take a picture of this. Give me 2 seconds. Cool. Yeah, I've got to send that to another streamer. So yeah, we use the database separately. The good news about this is this gets backed up quite frequently. We have restore points and so forth like that. And it's kind of separate. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. So yes, it is on a dedicated server using Azure Web Apps. The good thing about NearBeach is when I'm testing, I actually test locally, so I can run locally and so forth like that. That's not a problem with Django. So yeah. And the best thing is, when I do an update, I jump into the Azure portal and stuff like that. Sorry, I'll go back to this. So the only change I actually make is now I got the version numbers in here instead of the latest. Which if you go on to hub.docker.com, let's go into NearBeach. It will be literally just like these version numbers and so forth like that. That's all I do to update that. And yeah, I've also got a test environment up there and a demo environment too. So yeah, so these are also running on the Azure web app, the same one, believe it or not, because you can have multiple different applications on it and all that. So yeah. Which leads me into a random fact. We now support Podman, and hopefully in a month or two I'll get Nomad up and running again. So yeah, we did have it up and running at one particular point, but I kind of dropped the ball with it. I didn't fully understand it, and then we decided to try Docker because one of our mods knew Docker a lot better than Nomad, and he helped me out with getting NearBeach running on Docker. So yeah. All right, so we've just done a nitpicky bug I'm going to jump into these. I'm just going to go, all right, cool, add user to project. I'm just going to close that. I'm just going to add in team leader onto here. We're also, this is the project. Let's add in a couple of tasks. Let's go task 1. Just going to quickly add these in. Oops. All right, and I should have added in team leader very quickly to those tasks. So I'm just going to do that right now. Like so. And if we go into my planner now, and I need to refresh. So we've got these. Oh, I'm going to do another nitpicky bug. So this is, I've probably ranted about these before, but I didn't paste in there. Just paste. These are the old table formats. So when I started rewriting NearBeach, so back in August 2020, I was like, all right, cool, NearBeach is just one wild beast. It's not making any sense as a project management system anymore. It's slow, it's cumbersome, there's so many bugs in it. So I decided to delete 95% of the code. That was my mistake. I should have deleted 100%. So when I was rewriting everything, I was like, all right, cool. I don't have a particular design on certain sort of things. So what I did was I put a lot of that data in tables instead. Now we've got the card sort of format. So you'll notice down here, this is the card format. If we go into linked objects and we actually link a object in here, that's the card format and so forth like that. That's also a table format in here, which will also do a nitpicky bug very quickly. So what I want to do is I just want to put in a nitpicky bug being like, hey, we've got to change this. So new planner object wizard, still using tables and not cards. So yeah, when adding under the new my planner add object wizard, we still see the old table format. These should now be using the card formats. And the idea being is we'll clean up quite a lot of the look and feel and so forth like that. All right, so this is under my planner. Okay, and I'm gonna add in that other nitpicky one right now too. So, cause you should hop in bed with him. Just jump on him. Okay, cool. This is new. Okay, going in here, going in here. Oops, I should have. Yep, cool. It's pasted it this time. So, new task link wizard. Still using the old table format. There we go. He made space for you, Socks. Jump in. Sorry, Socks is standing by the bed, and Max has slowly made her a little bit of space, and she's not wanting to. She doesn't cuddle. All right. Damn. Well, hopefully in a couple of minutes we'll try again. You know you're going to get it, but right on the edge. And then someone else is going to get it right in the middle. So, you know that's going to happen, Ram. Alright, cool. Please note we are still using the old format. We need to update this into the new format. This will be, no, not a major one. This is just a normal sort of bug. Okay, this is, I'm going to say misc. We're going to add that in. Oh, and we've just hit ads. All right, so ad time. But you see, now the target is exactly where I landed last time. Yeah. Give it 2 minutes. I reckon after the ad break it might allow you to redrop. I forgot what time length I added it to. I don't think it was that long. Okay, got a minute of wait whilst doing this. Alright. I need to get a haircut. I'm looking at my beard and comparing it to the image. I'm being like, yep, I need a haircut. Alright, 18 seconds to go. Let's bump this a little bit faster. Training for the summer 2025 beach bod. Yep, I'm always on a diet. All right, everyone's back. Sorry, socks, but that's where my weights go. Come on. All right. Young me used to be really thin. Old me looks back and goes, I wish I was that thin. Yep. Well, in August, I will be climbing Mount Fuji. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yes, so, at the end of 2021, I found an exploit on Azure which gave me plain text username and passwords, but it was more of a bad apple type of exploit, meaning the person had to be within a certain system to be able to get that sort of data. Anyway, I reported this to Microsoft. They gave me a lot of money and they gave me a hoodie. So hey, I went the hoodie because I'm like, yeah, all right. I know. But they gave me a lot of money in the hoodie. And I only have one other jumper, which isn't my jumper. It's my friend's jumper. I went to his place. It was cold. I didn't have a jumper because I didn't own a jumper. So I wore his jumper and then I wore it home. So I still have this jumper. I just haven't given it back. One day. Alright, going back into this. So now we can add stuff in. I'm going to add stuff in on Saturday. And I'm going to add in the same stuff on Friday. Now, the reason why I'm not stopping duplicates is because you can have a particular task go over multiple days. So, for example, let's famed exact day, one day. Yes, yeah. So, I remember the email explicitly saying, we're going to give you money. Please don't tell people of this exploit. So, in a lot more corporate words than that. So, yeah. I mean, I was very happy. So, yeah. I'm allowed to talk about it now because they were like, back at the end of 2022, they were like, all right, cool, we've fixed this exploit. You can now tell people and we've published you and stuff like that. And I'm like, yay! I like to say for 30 minutes of work, I got paid a lot. So yeah, it does pay to, if you're really good at this sort of pen testing and stuff like that, it does actually really pay. Just remember to do it legally. All right, that's very important. There is nothing wrong if you are doing all of this in a legal manner. Because, oh, failed to fetch image. All right. What was it going on about? To-do lists. So, for example, a to-do list, you might have an object. So I'm just going to call it object. That will, let's say, take 8 hours. Now, in your day, in reality, you work less than 6 hours. It's more like less than 5. The reason being is in those 8 hours, you've got 1 hour lunch break. And then you've probably got 1 hour to 2, God forbid, 3 hours of meetings. There we go. So in reality, that should be less than 5, but hey. So an object that takes 8 hours is going to take instantly 2 days. And this is my, and this is my justification for allowing this. So I'm just taking some screenshots over here. Yeah, rigged. Nightbot. Nightbot got it again. That is, yeah, I think Nightbot's on. Yep. I think Nightbot's definitely cheating at this point. So yeah, that's my justification. Gonna have words, yep. However, when someone drags and drops these onto here, that's when we've got duplicates. So I think with the duplicates, we should automatically remove one. So if we take a screenshot, let's select this and go copy. Let's go over here. Let's go duplicate tasks on a single day in my planner. So the same task can be shown multiple times during the week on my planner. This makes sense as a single task can take more than 1 day. However, it does not make sense when a task is duplicated on one particular day. The fix: when tasks are added / moved to a single day, we should remove the oldest task. All right, a simple modal should appear notifying the user that there are that the duplicated task has been removed from that day automatically. All right. So yeah, there's 2 ways we add these in. So one of them would be that we could do it at this particular point, have it so that these particular tasks won't appear here whatsoever. So when we fetch the data, so let's go here. So we've got a step where we fetch the data. It goes into our component, and inside our component, we filter out any object on that day that exists already on that day. Now this will stop us from adding it on that particular day. That would be a great sort of solution. Tricky, because then we have this. If they start selecting other days and so forth like that, we have to reapply that filter. Not a problem, because we've done this before where we've got the object list, which then has a subset called filtered object list. Not going to be a problem for us. Now the next sort of step we could do is we could have it so when it moves over and we drop it on, we could do one of two things. One, we just remove it from here. And then a little modal will pop up being like, hey, we just removed a deleted one. Alternatively, we could have it so when it tries to drop down, we reject it. And it snaps back to the other place with a modal popping up being like, there's already a duplicate there. So we've got two options actually. So I'm going to go fix to adding new. Ramforth, try dropping again now. I'm going to do socks with the little tongue sticking out. Fix to add, implement a filtered layer where it filters out already existing objects within that day. That's easy. Fix one for drag and drop is that one, and then fix two for drag and drop. All right, hey, you did it. 71.24. Finally. So yeah. For drag and drop, when tasks are dragged to a single day, we should stop the user from dropping them on that particular day. Instead, notify the user via toast. How much did you promise? You greased Nightbot into allowing us on that target. I wish I had control over it. I don't. This is all, the drop game is all random. So, alright, so I'm going to put this on as normal, because at the moment, people, if they duplicate their own tasks, they can delete their task. It's not going to break anything. This is part of my planner. You threatened it with a night out in the Menden drum, didn't you? So I don't know what the Menden drum is. So wait. It rings a bell. Discworld. That's where I know where it's from. All right, cool. Yes, I did. If you know. Yeah, yep. It's been a while since I've read them. I do actually have them behind me. There's actually several right here. I have no order to my books whatsoever. So I have Sorcery, Weird Sisters, Soul Music, which I love, and I loved the cartoon when I was in the 90s, when I was a young kid, and Equal Rights. So yeah, I've got to reread quite a lot of them. Yeah, it's just been a while. I just haven't sat down and read in a long time. So, there's a lot more behind me. I've got the Light Fantastic, the Color of Magic. I remember reading those two to start off with. And I've been meaning to reread them. Pyramids, Moving Pictures, the We Free Men, Thief of Time, The Last Continent. As you see, they're just all hidden within my bookshelf at the moment. I've got more Interesting Times. I need to finish off my collection. I don't want to move those books because things will come falling off. They're load-bearing books. So yeah, I've bought a lot of books over the years. It's just, yeah, I'm in a slump with reading at the moment, which is a bit of a pity. Concerning the watch though, ooh, good point. Good point. Yeah, my Terry Pratchett collection of Discworld. There's a list of books, right? So I don't have, like, I've got all of those Weird Sisters. Do I have Pyramids? Did I say Pyramids? Don't know. I will have to write these down, what I've got. I don't have Guards. I don't have Eric. I know that much. I don't have a lot of these ones. Yeah, I've got Soul Music. Yeah, and I definitely don't have a lot of the older ones. I've been meaning to. I've saw the Going Postal. I've been meaning to get the book. So yeah. Men at Arms. That's a good one. Ah, fair enough. So yeah, I will eventually get all of them. I will say Rincewind is one of my sort of the favorite ones, and I do kind of want to get back into the Color of Magic and then the Light Fantastic, reread those, and then get back into Sorcery and all that kind of stuff. I know you can read them out of order. I just haven't. I think someone lent me Hogfather and I read it, and I really loved it. So yeah. For you, the Night Watch is the book. Ah, fair enough. I think Soul Music is for me just because it's my introduction into it. Yeah, just because it's my introduction into it. And if memory serves me correctly, it's got Christopher Lee? Yep, Christopher Lee is Death. Used to hold Soul Music as the best book in the world. Ah, fair enough, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when I read the book and stuff like that, it's reminding me of little tiny parts in the cartoon. And I was like, oh my god, it was great. Story I hadn't visited in well over a decade at that point. But the more I read of Sam Vimes, the more I like stories with him. Ah, fair enough. I don't think I've read any of his stuff, his storyline yet. Yeah. I'm currently rereading for I don't know how many times now. Dune Messiah. I want to get that finished before I start any other books. And I want to get it finished because I'm a big Dune fan. Love Dune. Really enjoyed Dune Messiah. Did not enjoy Children of Dune. However, someone's convinced me to rebuy the novel and actually reread it again. Loved God Emperor of Dune. And sadly, I haven't finished Heretics. Such a great character to view in the Discworld, though. Oh, fair enough. Where does he come into play? I think I just saw his name, did I? Oh, no. Alright, hang on. City Watch. Alright, cool. Yeah, alright. Alright. When introduced in guards. All right, that's pretty early, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna probably reread a lot of these again. Let's not lie. I just need more time to read. Hopefully, when I'm on holidays. So yeah. So yeah. There was one period of time where I was just reading book after book after book. It was great, and then I just stopped. I think just because of time. Actually, no, I know why. Yeah. It's a bit more complicated than just time. I'm rebuying the books now. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, I bought quite a lot of them, planning to read them and stuff like that. So I had a few, then read a lot of them, borrowed ones, or library books. Ah, fair enough. All right, that is appearing there. Let's go in today's task. I am just going to close this one off. All right, that's working as intended. I want this to look different to all of this. I've got a plan. This isn't a bug. This is just me yapping, but I want to actually put the drag and drop functionality into here too. And I want to put it as, where's my planner? I'll close my planner. No, that's my profile. I kind of want that sort of same look, but without the trash in here. Now you're committed to getting the lot of them. Ah, fair enough. Yep. Well, there's 40. So depending on how expensive the books are, that's $800. If the book is about $20, but if you've got deals, let's actually look this up. Geomox, Discworld. And it's one word. Oh, $23 now. Oh. There's quite a lot of those where I got them for good deals. I think I got like 3 for 30 or something like that. But we're talking over a decade ago now. Damn. Oh well. Inflation. It's guards. Oh, I'm trying to remember if it was in The Color of Magic or The Light Fantastic, where it was like you met some warrior woman, and Terry Pratchett's like, all right, look at the front cover and notice the warrior woman on the front cover, and you look at the front cover and he's like, notice how she's what was it? I think it was Light Fantastic. And it was like, look at her and stuff like that. Look how scantily clad she is. This lady ain't like this. She's got proper armor. And I laughed my head off. I don't mind spending money on books. They are as... Oh, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I'll just get them in packs of 5 every or so month. The impact isn't so bad. Yes, yep, fair enough. And also, you got to think about it. It's an entertainment sort of value. You're going to buy it. You're probably going to reread it and stuff like that. So 20 odd bucks. Yeah, entertainment value. You probably spend how much on a movie? The Color of Magic plus Light Fantastic I always regard as one longer book. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Which is why I read them back to back. I even have my bookmark, which... Oh, I haven't chewed this bookmark. This is really random. But I tend to, when reading, chew on things. Don't know why. So I made a bookmark. It's just paper folded. It's always in there. Alright. Let's get back into here. So, this is close. That one, oh yeah, we've just gone through that. Alright, cool. So, Yeah, the today's to do, what I want to do is I want to change that. I want it to be, the one problem is it doesn't look different to my current objects at all. Return of investment of those books is fantastic. I have read them all before and will reread them again. So the price per hour entertainment is really a fantastic deal. Yes. Yep. Yeah, my partner has my June book at the moment. Someone gave me that when I was 16 and I read it and I loved it. Yeah, that book has been read so many times, and every now and then I would have just picked it up and just read a couple of chapters and so forth like that. The amount of lore dumping I had to do. So my partner was like, we're driving. Well, he's driving. I'm in the passenger seat. And he's like, so, been reading up on some June lore. There's a worm. And I'm like, how much do you want to know? How much did you want to know? So, yeah. All right, so I do want that to be slightly different. Let's go into Get Bootstrap. Let's go into background colors and background gradients or something like that. What we could potentially do is we could add background info, background gradient. Let's close this. Let's just open up this. I'm actually going to put this to the right so you guys can actually see this today. So I could go background info gradient. And we've got something like that. I mean, that's one way to... Socks, what are you chewing now? It's a classes cleaners. Oh, ad break. Sorry about that. Well, now we can talk about books again. Yeah. I'll put these back. I've just lost my train of thought. Actually, I do have guards and guards. Oh, there we go. I really need to organize my bookshelf. Because, yeah, I think started buying a lot of DVDs and books when I had money too. Oh, there we go, 41.51. That is a good score. So, yeah, and we've got Socks here at the moment. And Mac's still there. However, he's now watching. So, yeah, what other books have I got? I've got the Game of Thrones series. But everyone has that. I think at the end of season 2, when it left on that cliffhanger, I was like, no, I'm getting the books. The next day I bought the whole box set. 2 weeks later I bought another whole box set for someone else. And yeah. And then I spent probably a year, because I don't like reading a series one after the other. If I'm reading a series, I'll have one book and then probably 1 or 2 books in between the next book and stuff like that. Because I just get sick of reading the same thing. So yeah, that took me a year and a half to read. And let's just say it was quick reading the first 3 books. Anyway, welcome back. Did the same thing, started watching it, got some series in it, and went, nah, books it is, yes. So I was able to catch up. So I knew about the Red Wedding. And this is back when I was living with housemates. And I had housemates that were really into the show. And they're like, oh, let's watch it. And another housemate was like, oh, another friend was wanting to watch this. I'm like, bring that friend along. Just bring them. Because I knew it was going to happen. So, yeah, I got to see the reactions of them and stuff like that. And I was like, yes. Yes, it was perfect. Have you read any on... No, I haven't. I don't know who they are. Okay. I will... Okay, so he finished off the Wheel of Time. I haven't read any of the Wheel of Time yet. I look at it and I dread it, just because there's 14 books. It will take me 14 years to finish. Oh, there's an ad for you. Oh. Sorry. All right, I will put that in there. Damn. I'm trying to think. Did I just get 2 ads in a row? No. Oh, doesn't matter. You're back. All right. Cool. I don't know what's going on with Twitch at the moment because I'm pretty sure that widget said ad break in progress just before, and now we've got another ad break. Anyway, welcome back. So no, I haven't read any of his yet. Tell you what, I'm going to put him over there, and I'm going to look up some of his stuff. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was, yeah, don't know. Sometimes it doesn't tell me that an ad's going and stuff like that too, which is really annoying. So, yeah. All right, anyways, let's jump onto this. One way we could make, we just need a way to make this differentiate from everything else. We could potentially have the card body. We could have background color, something different. So we could have something very faint. That sort of works. That brings that out, that little thing being like, hey, this is actually a different field completely. Which would work. I mean, you can go, all right, today's to do. You can be like, all right, cool, there's today's to do. This is what we need to do. And it's different to everything else. Brandon had a few series that are fantasy, but what usually makes him stand out from the rest is his interesting approach to magic systems and characters. Okay. All right. So we got today's to-dos. Yeah, I think that stands out a lot better. The Mistborn Saga is quite good as a starter. Ooh, all right. Okay, so it's a trilogy. And then, oh, okay, he split it into, yep. I read that being like, how many pages? No. Pages, 541. Ooh, all right. Big read. Not that I'm complaining about big reads. I've done big reads before. Game of Thrones. Also, American Gods and stuff like that. So, yeah. I'll have a look. Cheers. Thank you, Ranforth. Okay, so getting back into this, I think this is a good idea. Inspect this. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this color, and we're actually gonna implement this change right now. I feel like if I don't do it now, I will forget to do this, and I don't want to have a bug for this. I think this is something we can do very, very quickly. So under the source, under SAS, sorry, under components, we actually want to do, under my planner, we're gonna have, my keyboard just stopped working. Dot today's to do in here, and we're going to go background color. I'm just going to key in this color for the moment, which is this right here, like so. And then what I want to do is I want to create a theme for both of these. So under themes, we've got dark theme and light theme. So what we want is we want NearBeach today's to do background color, and we just key it in. And thank you very much, Gambi. Gambihir Sharma. Sorry, I'm terrible with new names. I am very sorry for definitely butchering that. But thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated, Gambi. However you pronounce your name. Sorry. Yeah. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. All right, so we're going to copy that, and we're going to go into the dark theme. We're going to paste it down, but we're going to pick a dark theme color. So I'm going to switch this users to the dark theme. So in here, for this particular card, we're going to have a background color. We're just going to paste this in. And as you see, it doesn't work here. We actually want the dark equivalent of it. There may be big reads, but they aren't that heavy, not like Stephen Eccleston or George Martin. Yeah, I think George Martin was a lot better in the earlier series of the books. I find he ended up wafting a fair amount. Because yeah, I remember picking up A Song of Ice and Fire. Sorry, the first book, Game of Thrones. Don't know why I mucked up that title. I picked up the first book not that long ago, and I was reading just the first couple of chapters. It's like, this is pretty dense. This is a lot is happening, and I remember reading the last book, being like, there's not a lot happening. Like, he's going nowhere slowly. Martin grew too big, yeah. There were just too many names, titles in the end, for me at least. Yes, and also the fact that he couldn't get to the point in a chapter. I'm sorry, but yeah, there's descriptive text, and then there's overly descriptive text. So, yeah. Anyway, we need to key these in to here. Oops, into here. So what we need to do is we need to go var NearBeach today's to do background color, like so, and we do it like that. Then what we want to do is we want to, I'm just going to minimize everything. I'm going to open up this. I'm going to go source, JavaScript, components, dashboard, and then dashboard to do today. And then in here with the card body, we're going to go today's to do. And then we should npm run prod. This will take about 12 seconds. So when I started reading the Sanderson books later, it was refreshing speed and lightness to them. I just flew through them. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, George R.R. Martin needs an editor. One that will put their foot down. All right, so that's looking rather nice. The to-dos is sticking out. Just using a little bit of color to make it stand out. And then when we implement the drag and drop functionality in it, we'll be essentially copying this, except this will be a lot larger. And the closed will be on the over here and stuff like that. I just realized we don't have the description in here, the title. Cheers, thank you. So a lot of this is based off Bootstrap's color sort of stuff. It's just that these particular things, like the greens up here, that's what I've brought in. These little bars in here, those are actually, I won't say a holdover, those are actually nabbed from the Kanban board. So I kind of wanted something similar to these particular cards, kind of to implement, or not implement, kind of to show the user, hey, these are drag and drop. Yeah. So if we got like highest, so yeah, I kind of created like this, and the best thing is highest high, and then normal. That's actually annoying me. Damn. Normal, low, and lowest. I'm not changing the priorities, am I? No, I'm being silly. All right. Low, save and close, normal. So yeah, one thing which we did with the design was I kind of wanted someone at a visual glance who was colorblind to be able to tell the difference between the lowest and the highest. So if you actually have a look, the gradient for the highest is all the way through. High's mostly there, normal's halfway, low's about just between that 25 to 30%, and the lowest is that sort of 20, yeah, 25. So if someone's colorblind, they'll be able to tell what's high and so forth like that at a glance. So we tested this, and the best thing is if you've ever used a Mac, now I was on a Mac at this point. Oh, hey sweetie, did you want on my shoulder? No? All right. On a Mac, you can implement colorblind mode. Which will automatically change the screen colors and so forth like that to sort of represent how colorblind people will see that particular image. So yeah. Oh yeah, cheers, thank you. I don't know why I thought of it one day. I just think someone was pointing out colorblindness to me, and that's why I had it on my head when on that particular day in my head. On that particular day when I implemented this. So yeah. But anyway, we kind of grabbed that sort of normal one and we just started using it in the planner kind of to represent these cards moving. Now there is a bug here. We've got the IDs, we don't know what the task does. So I'm going to put this as an issue right away. All right, so what is this issue? This would actually be a major issue because there's no way around this. So my planner objects do not have titles in them. And yeah. Hang on a minute. No, they do. No, I'm lying. Cancel. Sorry, I am lying. I'm seeing task 1, task 2, but that's because I wrote them like that. There we go. So we do actually have the titles in there. Ignore me, but we did find another bug. So we're going through and going to go new planner object wizard, dark mode not enabled. So currently there, alright, please note the screenshot will need to implement a dark mode for this modal. Alright, that will be just a normal sort of visual bug. This will be my planner. Alright, create. Sweet. Okay. Okay, find bugs, fix bugs. We've done that. One other thing is, let's actually check the dark mode for the sprints. So add object wizard. This is perfectly fine. Oh, add object wizard. Yeah, let's take a screenshot. Nitpicking bug. Ah, I did that bug again. Am I developing this all alone? Kinda at the moment, but I do like it's one of those things that I do have people giving me recommendations and stuff like that. Like they're like, hey, can you add in this feature? Hey, this doesn't make sense. Can you move this around and stuff like that? That is part of the development process. So if we have a giant sort of circle with in here will be like bug fixes, bug finding, code development, coding, and so forth like that. This is technically all sort of development. So yes, I do actually have people helping me bug find. I do have people helping me somewhat coding, especially around the Docker side of things and Kubernetes. And so forth like that. The vast majority of NearBeach has been written by me, yes. So yeah, and it's open for other people to sort of contribute. So I have accepted contributions before from other people. So yeah, I don't want to know how much code I have written. It is a lot. In fact, lines of code in GitHub repo. There are tools for it. That one's taking forever. All right, whilst that's doing that, I'm going to quickly write up this add objects to sprint wizard, still using table format. When adding objects to sprints, we should now be using the card format, not the old table format. All right, cool. I'm hoping one day that there will be. I'm hoping NearBeach gets used enough by a bunch of people that love it or want to make it better and so forth like that. At the moment, I'm looking for the feedback loop. So the idea is you get users, they give you feedback, you improve, and then you get more users. So I'm currently looking for this. So the project is live then? Yes. So it's currently in alpha at the moment. That being said, the old 0.30 branch was dedicated to bug fixes. We are currently on the 0.31 branch, which is now sort of, there's bug fixes definitely going to happen in the 0.31. That's guaranteed. But it's more now focused that I wanted to implement new features that people have been asking and so forth like that. I needed the 0.31 branch to actually get NearBeach to a usable state, to fix all those sort of issues, simplify code, and so forth like that. So yeah. Yeah, it's in alpha, but I use it. I'm essentially eating my own dog food. So, and I do know of a couple other people who do use it and give feedback. So, yeah. All right. Did I submit this issue? No, I didn't. So normal, bug, state submitted, assigned to me. Subsystem would be sprints. No version at the moment, so we'll create. So we've got 32 bugs, which is not too bad. We've had well over 60 before. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're happy with all of that. This is rendering all very well. My planner. Actually, one thing is I want to add in a link to the thing. So what I'm going to do, add in a break and then add in a link here. Ooh, do we have root URL? Yeah, we do have root URL. Actually, no, we're not using target or anything like that. And then what we're having is my planner right there. Oh. Sorry, almost made a boo-boo. Wait a few seconds, hit reload. Oh, I need to, sorry, this isn't in watch mode, it's in production mode. And that's another thing I should be debugging for, is making sure we're not using too many megabytes. Well, whenever there's the Tiny Mouse plugin used, it will get over a megabyte, but on other pages, it should be well under a megabyte. The idea being is I want people to be able to use NearBeach on bad internet connections. So when you load up a page, it'll cache everything, all the static files and everything like that for that particular page. And whether or not you revisit that page, let's say it's project information page. Let's say you visit one project, it'll download all the source, all the static files for project information. And then later, let's say you visit another project, it will use those cached static files to re-render the page out, and it just gets the required data from the backend. Okay, this should have, yep. So if I reload, yeah, we're still under a megabyte here. We've got this, today's planner, my planner, and that will head you over here. Perfect. All right, cool. And then, yeah, people can move these around and all that kind of fun stuff. So, we got that bug, we got that bug. I'm currently happy with that. Oh, sorry, just give me 2 seconds. One thing I did forget to do the other day is I'm just making sure this is correct. All right, cool. And believe it or not, you guys can't see this at the moment, but so let me just take a little tiny screenshot. But the fun thing is, when you set up a web server and stuff like that, you can compress the data. So in reality, there's 739.11 kilobytes of data, but it only transferred 226.15 kilobytes, which is awesome news. That's how fast I want NearBeach to be. So on a bad internet connection, so let's say we throttle this down to a good 2G. It's only transferred 9 kilobytes at the moment. All right, so we can get into the page and start, you know, somewhat using it. Now, it hasn't transferred everything yet. We've still got data that hasn't loaded in yet. And it's saying it's finished, and it only transferred 20 kilobytes. Don't know how long this page will load up. So this is throttled onto regular 2G. .16 kilobytes transferred. This one will take a while because Tiny Mouse will take a little while. So 112 kilobytes transferred. Still loading. 374. This page will be the biggest, and there we go, it's loaded. Also doesn't help that there's an image too. So yeah. I used to do a lot of work whilst on the train going to and from work when I was at the university, and one thing that really annoyed me is a lot of the stuff we used to use a lot of data, which we couldn't do on the train because, you know, everyone's competing for data on it, so nothing loaded properly. And the idea being is I wanted this to actually work. So using very little data. Which I think I'm getting there, which is good. I'm gonna disable cache because I'm fine with it downloading the whole entire thing because this is local, and we're not throttling it. And that's one thing we could potentially do, is we could add a throttle and test the whole site. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna push this ad break back another 5 minutes because this one comes early. Anyway, I'm getting distracted again. So I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna open up this. I feel like, oh. Am I added to that? I think this is a bug with the fixture. Because if I do this, oh, that's another bug. Hang on. Oh, I've missed the video. All right. Give me a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the fixture. Okay, what that means is we're going to go source VM bin activate. We're going to, because this is my local, we're going to delete the database here. And what we're going to do, Python 3 manage migrate. And what that does is it'll recreate the database. And then we need Python 3 manage load data, and we're pulling the data from a fixture. So what is a fixture? Look at it as like a backup of the database, but you know what the data is inside it. It's essentially fixed data. It's used a lot in sort of either setting up environments or testing. So NearBeach has two fixtures at the moment. It has one where essentially it's an empty complete system apart from one username in it. And the idea being is it tests first time login for that particular case. The other one is a sort of basic sort of setup of NearBeach. There's tasks, there's projects and all that kind of stuff, and it's meant to design to test the permissions of NearBeach. So what we're doing is we're loading up the ladder. So load data, NearBeach, fixtures, and the basic setup. Done. An issue has occurred connecting to the S3 bucket. We're ignoring that. That's perfectly fine. That is because we haven't started the Minio test. So yeah. Anyway, if we hit play, we go back over here. Now this is going to get us to relog in. Same with this one. So we're going to go team leader. And notice how we got the requirement 1 there, but we go in, we don't have permission. So what I want to do is I'm going to log in as admin here. I'm going to open this up in the no container. Actually, sorry, I was meant to click on this and then open up this in the no container. And I'm going to have a look. And that's our bug. All right. This is a fixture bug. So the thing is, team leader shouldn't be in here. It's sort of impossible for team leader to be in here, in the sense that nowadays, whenever you remove a group or anything like that, it checks for any user that is affected. Any user that is not connected to a group that is currently against the object gets removed from that object. So this is just a holdover from a previous setup. So we're going to put this as a fixture bug for me to fix. It does require us actually editing the fixture stuff, which is going to be painful because we've got to find that particular thing. So we're going to go into here and we're going to paste this in, and we're going to go fixture bug. Socks is jumping up onto the thing. You guys can't see that. No. Ah, damn. Socks was jumping up onto the monitor. Fixture bug. Team leader is assigned to requirement 1. All right, cool. So currently the team leader is assigned to requirement 1. This should be the administrator. As this is an admin only object. All right, cool. This is just a normal priority. What we need to do is, what needs to be done? We need to edit the fixture to correct this mistake. This is causing a, this looks like a bug when debugging under team leader. So this is MISC, NearBeach MISC. All right, cool. We're just going to create that. Yeah. So what do the fixtures look like? And why don't I want to touch them? So if we go onto NearBeach and then NearBeach fixtures, NearBeach basic setup, this is what they look like. So it's not too hard to do it. It's just there's a lot of them. And I need to find that specific one. I don't feel like doing it tonight. I feel like that's probably a weekend thing. I can do that on the weekend. All right, sweet. That is perfectly fine. So now we know what the mistake is. What we could potentially do is we could do this. We can remove that user from there, and that's actually fixed it. We could then just send that into the database and stuff like that, but I want to fix it properly. And then, yeah, no objects have been added to you and so forth like that. All right. We currently have 34 issues. Ooh, this is Kanban board, turning movement on and off. All right, no, that's it's going to be no version at the moment. Okay, cool. So 34 bugs. We can fix this. This isn't going to be too hard for us to fix. All right. We should be hitting an ad any minute now. I don't know where the ads are because I need to run off and get some water. Or did we just go through ads and no, we haven't because I've got 2 minutes of pre-rolls. Damn it. There we go, talking about ads. All right, sweet. I am going to be right back. I'm just going to grab some water. I won't be long. And I'll need to go to the bathroom. I won't carry those into the bathroom. All right, sorry about that. Needed water, need to go to the bathroom. Socks is hopefully keeping you guys entertained. All right, let's get back into it. Workstation, yeah. Okay, whoop, sorry Socks, trip you up a little. Yeah. What could we do? What could we do? So I'm just going through everything I could think of at the moment to do fixes and stuff like that. I am going to open up read only. All right, so I am going to jump this into dark mode. So with the read only can still add stuff in. All right, this particular read only user hasn't been added to anything. Let's close this, let's open up this. Let's go and be like, all right, cool, read only. You are going to be a user. All right, cool. Yeah. And then if I go here, yeah, that's perfectly fine. And then the person clicks in there and it opens up this. So read only should be able to use that easily. Let's also have a look at the sprints. So the sprints at the moment, read only. Can edit stuff. Oh, all right, that's a no-no. Read only user sprints can edit. Read only user can currently edit the sprints. So method 1, log into NearBeach as a read only user. 2, navigate the menu, find objects, list sprints, select any draft sprints, edit the data on the sprints, expected results, read only user cannot edit the data. Actual results, read only user can edit the data. All right, so this is, I would consider this a major one, major issue. What are you doing? Stop it. All right, and this would be sprints. All right, cool. Let's add that. All right, so Yeah, go into parent object, takes you back here, the sprints. Read only can't create a sprint. Sweet. Misc can't do any of this, but they can copy this and, you know, view it. Groups can't do anything. Alright, sweet. So I feel I've done a bit of testing tonight. I'm quite happy with the testing. Let's see if we can, let's have a look at these critical bugs. Because if I fix one of them, we're going to do a release. If I fix both of them, great, we're doing a release. So sprint end dates can appear before the start date. So let's have a look at this. So sprints end dates can appear before the start date. We need a function in place to make sure the end date does not appear before the start date. All right, cool. Yeah, this is critical. This is... Yeah, all right. Yep. I know how to solve it, but I don't know how to solve it yet. Dragging the end date on the Gantt chart can make the end date before the start date. All right, yep, that's another thing which we've got to do too. And the start date before, yeah. Okay. Socks. What's wrong with that? Give me, come on. No, 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 no. You're going on the shoulder. There you go. All right. She just wants some love at the moment. That's all she wants. Max is in her bed. She has no place to sleep. You could sleep on top of Max. Yeah, that's an idea. You could just go up to him and be like, "Yo, buddy, I'm just gonna, you know, step in here and..." No? Okay. He's not gonna complain. All right, so which one should I let's tackle this one first. So dragging the end date. All right, cool. So let's go into here. Oh, which user am I under? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna put it on dark mode. Let's do this one. Actually, let's go to parent object. Let's create a new sprint. Let's give it 2 weeks. Add object. All right, let's update this. What's the May? So we've got the 11th. So let's do the 13th. And then let's click on this. Let's go bang, May, and let's do the 14th. All right. So if I zoom this over here, what we want to do, end date, we want to move it that way, but we want it to stop. Sorry, Max. So if we go over here, let's draw this up. We've got this. This is our timeline. And we grab this and we're moving it this way. What we want to do is this will have a timestamp on it. This timestamp has to be greater than this timestamp. So if we go ST and ET for end timestamp and start timestamp, the condition will be ET is if it is less than or equal to the start time, we just return. That's our escape condition. So minimizing, oh, I've got data in here already. Git status, sorry, git add. source git commit modifications to the today's to do, added color for the dashboard widget, and a link to the My Planner. Sorry, just had to do that very quickly. npm run watch. All right, npm run watch. Cool. Sweet. So what we want to do on the drag and drop of the end. So we want to open up NearBeach. We want to open up source. We want to open up JavaScript. We want to open up components. We want to open up Gantt charts. Gantt charts. So we're going to open up the Gantt information first. I'm going to scroll off at the top. What's the meta socks? So we've got the render header, we've got render, and then we've got the render row. So on the render row, we've got end date, index, render Gantt row. All right, so we want to jump into the render Gantt row. And then on here, we've got the date picker and all that kind of stuff. And then we've got these mouse down. So we've got the start, the middle, and the end. And we're going to go to the mouse down. So if we scroll down, so the mouse down, we emit the mouse down is happening, and we've got all of this data, and we actually send that back upstream. So if we go up here, we've got the V on mouse down, and we've got the mouse down here. We're going to go to that implementation. So with the mouse down, cool. So that just sets everything. And then it's the mouse move, which we're dealing with. So prevent default, make sure not to touch, make sure not on a touch device. So these are our escape conditions. Actually, that's one of our escape condition. That's another one, make sure the mouse is down. Now this is where we've got the update end. So if we go to the implementation of the update end, we've got the const end date equals this particular date plus the delta. The store, that's updating the store with the start date, MD start date initial. What we want to do is do nothing if the end date is less than the start date here. So I want to put in here const start date. Actually, no, we've got these in integers already. So if this.md start date initial if md end date initial plus delta is less than or equal to this dot md start date initial, return. Okay, so if the end date is before the start date, return. Now we've got update middle, which we don't need to worry about, and update start. We're doing something similar with the update start. If the start date is greater or equal to the end date, do nothing. So if this.md start date initial plus delta is greater or equal to this.md end date initial, just return. All right. So, giving it a second or two, I'm just going to refresh. And then I am going to move this. And that works. There you go. It's something simple, something easy. Done. Now we can actually do that same sort of formula, but with the, what did we call it? The time thingy-giggy. Time frame? I think time frame. Yeah, time frame. Now we can do that with a time frame. So by technicality, this is fixed. I want to fix this. Yep, dragging the end date, yada, yada, yada. All right, cool. I'm going to select this as fixed. So ready for retesting. The problem is I put in different bugs for each of these things. So what I tend to do is usually one commit per bug. There are times where I'll fix multiple bugs in one commit, which happens. It's great when that happens. In this sort of case, yeah, let's just fix multiple commits in one, sorry, multiple bugs in one commit. So now going in here, we've got this particular start date, don't we? So this would be, if I grab this, I'm going to move this to the left again. I'm going to open this up. I am going to go in, oh, we don't have the view open. So I'm just going to refresh. I'm going to double check that view is on this page. View is detected on this page. Let's go into view. Let's go into our components and we're going to go into our Gantt chart. Okay, that sucks. Oh, be careful, sweetie. So we've got the Gantt.end date and we've got the Gantt.chart start date, and those are in a particular format. Now, we need to put them into integers, which is easy done. I do believe we do that at the start anyway. So if we scroll down, initialize data, if we go to that implementation, yeah, we just do that. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this value. We're going to go into our console. We're going to go A equals this particular value. All right. And then what we're going to do is B equals new date and then A in there. All right. So that should be on the 23rd plus 00. All right, cool. Not cool. Or maybe cool. Let's have a look at our view. Yeah, we need that into seconds. So we go b.time. We do have that in seconds, and it doesn't matter about time zones because there's no time zones in seconds whatsoever. Time zones is a layer added on top of all of that. All right, cool. So how... what would be the best way to do this? we can have another variable in there that will speed things up, or we can just calculate this on the fly. It's not much of a calculation. This won't take too long. All right, so what we're doing is we're going to do the exact same thing. So I want to go, yes. We actually want to do it up here. Yeah. Because we have the delta. And we want to apply it to all three. So we also want to make it so if someone's moving this, it doesn't continually move down there. So what we want to do is make sure hang on. Sorry, this is where I probably need to start drawing things out. Because I just realized this is a little bit more complicated than I initially thought. All right, cool. And I'll show the complication. So here's our timeline or time frame. All right, our start date and end date. And then we've got a block here. Now we've got the start time and the end time, like so. And if we are moving this, let's say this way, we get to here where they've got a condition where the start time is greater or equal to that, then it just stops moving. We don't do anything. And then when we go the other way, it's the same thing. Now, when we are, and this is where the complication comes in, when we're like here and we're dealing with just this here, so this start date, and we're moving it over here, we then hit that and that's perfectly fine. And if we crush it up here, it won't pass that. And then if we're over here, it is just the end date, so that with the end date. All right, cool. So the idea being is these, where's my draw? These won't cross each other. These won't cross each other, and these won't cross each other. And then we'll be happy. And that can be done. Could be potentially done at this level. But we don't have the end date or any of that. Yeah, let's program this in at the end date. So we know do nothing if the end date is less than the start date. Do nothing if the end date is past the sprints end date. So this will be I don't think I can do this in one line. All right, we've got an ad starting in 5 minutes. So if I go C equals new date a dot get time. Could I do it without the new time? No, I need the new time. All right, so I can do something like that. So I can go if this .md end date initial plus delta is greater than new date this dot get end date dot get time return. And I feel like this can be done up here. Because we do set, yeah, we do set the all those variables up here. So we're fine. All right. And then do nothing if the start date is past the sprint's start date. And essentially we could potentially just move down everything. Because if we have a look at this particular one, this will work perfectly fine there too. Yeah. All right, let's just program this in very quickly. This.md, all right. Start date initial plus delta is less than new date this dot get start date dot get time return. All right. I'm changing my mind because I feel like those are specific for the update start and end and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think those are very specific. And these are for all three cases. So do nothing, get that. Yep. Okay, cool. So we're going to move this to the right again. We're going to wait just a couple of seconds. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of it. You guys won't be able to see some of that. So I'm going to do that and realize that, ooh, hello. Okay, and then I'm going to move that over. Okay, cool. So the idea being is if we refresh now, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's gone wrong. There we go. All right. Socks. Stop it. Stop it. It's just my paper. See? All right. Find sprints. I think it was the latest one. Just moving it over. Sorry, something was just weird with Firefox just then. All right. Socks. Stop. No. No. My instructions. Don't eat them. No, not food. No. Sorry, Socks is eating my stuff. All right, so with this shouldn't go before the 11th. So it'll be fine, it'll be fine. It's no longer going before the 11th, which is great. And if we move this, no longer going before the 11th, and then we should have a similar thing no longer going past that. If I open this up, sorry, I know this is, I've got to test it on this side too. No longer going past the 23rd. All right, so we've fixed two bugs. Yeah. Cool. All right, so what I'm going to do, git status, git add, source, git status. I'm just double checking these are all static. Git commit. Oh, and we're in an ad break. Whilst we're just in the ad break, I'm just gonna do the usual bug fix sort of stuff. You guys don't need to see this. This is just me writing bug fix. I'm just gonna paste that in. I'm doing an all statement, and what I'm doing is I'm just searching for that other one. Ooh, we need to edit this. That's going to be 18. Update query. We're going to change that to 18. We're going to save that. We're going to go ready for retest. That's going to be alpha 18. Okay, my current issues. Sprint end dates can appear before the start date. That one, yeah, that one's... We need a function in place to make sure the end date does not appear before the start date. All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. That's not going to be too hard now that we've implemented this other thing. Yeah, so what we need to do... We need to find sprint currently can show requirements, date time not matching in gate chart, user information. Objects that start before time frame in sprints are rendered incorrectly. New plan object wording confusing. Search objects, extra permissions. Oh yeah, we're gonna go through the extra permissions and stuff like that. All right. And to add objects there, yep. New plan object wizard, duck mode not enabled. Duplicate, no. New task, no. New planner wizard. Can still have objects. Manipulation, no. End date within sprints not keeping state. A lot of white space, yep. Users informed that there are no objects when, yep, all right, cool. Adding objects to Gantt chart, yep. All right, I can't find that other thing at the moment, so I'm just going to assume it's this. We're just going to go git push, and welcome back, everyone. Sorry, the ads are no longer done. There we go. I was just going through all the bugs very, very quickly. So we just fixed one critical bug, which is great news. Means we can do a release tonight. 0/31/18, which, yeah. What week number are we? $19. Damn it. So we're just one off being released a week this year. We will speed up. So what will happen is a lot of these bugs will be done rather quickly. So we do 3 to 5 bugs per release, and we release, unless we're doing a stream where we fix 10 bugs. We only do one release then. So, yeah. All right, so the other critical issue, we need functions in place to make sure the end date does not appear before the start date. These checks should be run when the date has been changed. All right, we should copy the rules used in the change task. So the idea being is if someone's like, all right, cool, let's say, oops, this was meant to finish on the 16th, and go confirm, this is going to cause issues. So what we've got to do is, if the date is before that date, we then change the start date at the same time too. This will then hopefully fix up a bunch of things. So yeah. Anyway, are you two going to snuggle? Just sit in the bed. Watch. Just... No? Alright. Sweetie, you don't like sharing the bed, do you? Alright, sorry, Socks does not like sharing the bed. All right, how are we going to do this? So going over here under the rendered row, we emit stuff upstream before the changes. So we can manipulate data before we send it upstream. So the idea being is with these particular end date pickers, we've got update Gantt chart data. And if we go to that implementation, it does this and then saves the data. So what we could potentially do is, could we look at the, we're going to need to add in a layer. So if we draw this at the moment, all right, I've got to support socks. So what's actually happening is we've got a date picker. And so forth like that. And when this is not changed, so on change, we are quite literally hitting that that function. So we're hitting a function, a generic function, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't care where it comes from and so forth like that. So this particular thing could be the start date, it could be the end date, who knows? All right, so what we've got to do is we've got to create a function for the start date modified. And the end date modified. Oh, all right, sweet. You okay? Are you just upset because Max is taking the bed and you don't know where to go? There we go. So that's all we need to do. And then in these particular functions, so for example, under the start date modified, if start date is greater than the end date will equal start date plus 1 day. And everyone will be happy. With the end date one, if end date is less than start date, then start date equals end date minus 1 day. Then once those are done, that's where it calls the generic function. So we're just adding in a layer of things to do. Did you want to go on the windowsill? Give me. There you go. All right. So I'm just going to have modified start date here and modified end date here. All right, if the end date is before the start date, we modify the start date and we modify the start date to be the end date minus 1 day. All right, with this one, if the start date is after the end date, we modify the end date to be the start date plus 1 day. We can do other things too. So another thing we could potentially do is we can have a look at the dates in here and actually knock these out to be in that sort of time zone, that time frame. I think that would be a lot better because on here we don't want to put things before certain dates because this sprint is set up to be this long. We want things to be contained within this sprint. And however, that being said, if they're not contained within the sprint, that's perfectly fine. Someone might edit this particular thing and be like, hey, we're working on this in this sprint and the next sprint. Oh, that could be a good reason why to still include that functionality. All right, I'm going to backtrack on what I just said. I'm going to keep the calendar open just because that might be a case. That could be a very good case. So, for example, a project might have multiple sprints that it's connected to or done over. So, yeah, definitely going to keep that in for the moment. All right, so that being said, what we now need to do is we need to figure this out. So all we need to do is we've got the start date, we've got the end date. We can do this. So if this dot end date is before the start date, so less than this dot start date, what we need to do is this dot start date equals this dot end date minus 24 times 60. So 24 hours times 60 minutes. Sorry, 24 hours times 60 minutes times 60 seconds times 1,000. And then it's just that. So if this dot start date is greater than this dot end date, then this dot end date equals this dot start date plus 24 times 60 times 60 times 1,000. And this dot update get data. Right, so we're happy with that. So what we need to do is we need to go all the way up to the top. So end date picker, so local start date. Oh, local. Sorry, this is my bad. We've got procs and we've got local. We should be mutating the local data, not the prop data. So what we need to do is we need to quickly modify all of that. So this dot local end date local start date, and then local start date minus local end date, not minus, sorry, equals that. So with this, it's modified start date and modified end date. All right. Let's test it. Let's hope for the best, actually. Okay. I'm going to refresh. So we've got the 17th and the 16th. I'm just going to go, and I know this is bad, I'm going to put the 15th and go confirm. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. which I'm a bit concerned about because we're not watching it. It hasn't compiled what we've just done. So yeah. All right, socks has already ran off. All right. Cool. So we've got this on the 15th. I'm just going to slot this on the 16th and go confirm. Bang. All right. So to 24:05:14. Now, ooh. Hang on. I think this is going to be a problem. The reason being is, let's say I go on to the 14th and go confirm. The end date's before that, and it hasn't updated that. Okay, I think I've mucked this up. So we're scrolling down to the modified end date. So double checking that I am doing the modified end date. All right, cool. So the modified end date is this .local end data. I'm just double checking that I've got the data correct. So we're going into Gantt chart. We're opening this up. We've got config provider. We've got render Gantt chart row. We've only got one of them. We've got the end date and start date as props, and then we've got the local versions of them. So the idea being is if I modify the end date whatsoever. All right, cool. So modifying the end date before the start date. And this should instantly update this. Okay. All right, this .local date. Let's console log this. So console log modified end date. Console log statement. This .local end date is less than this .local start date. All right. Cool. So we should be going into here. Now, I'm just going to wait a few seconds. I'm going to hit reload. We're jumping onto the console. All right, cool. So we've got 2005-14 and then 2005 and that. So if we go into 15 and go confirm. No. Is it grabbing the old date? All right, let's go console log end date. Let's hit refresh. Let's grab the end date right now. So I'm just going into the view, I'm hitting render Gantt view, and I'm grabbing the end date. And what I'm doing is I'm just pasting this into initial like that. All right. So what I want to do is I want to move this to 16 and I go confirm. Modified end date false. And then that is the new end date. So new equals this. I equals n equals true. No. I think that's why it's not working. And this is probably why we've got a couple of other issues. On update value. All right, so what we've got to do is we've got to look up naive UI. Components. We're going to go date picker. And we're looking for on update value. Now, do we have it like that? No, we don't. Okay. Let's have a look. Date time format, date time, year, month, year range, quarter, week, size, default time. Sorry. Actions. Let's have a look. Show code. You're back. Welcome back, Scan. How are you? How is it going? We are going good. We're just fixing a critical bug, which has kind of shown that there's a more critical issue. So essentially, to replicate, I've got the initial date time here. I've made a change. I printed out the date time, and I've got the new date time here. They're actually the same as the initial, even though I changed the date time. So what I'm also wanting to do is to confirm this, and I need to, let's go back up here. Let's say this does all of this sort of stuff. Actually, let's go set timeout, and let's go console log timeout, this dot local end date. And we're timing out, let's say, half a second. I want to confirm that this is changed or not changed. Yeah, we've got the local end date. So, yeah. Let's hit refresh. So, the initial. Let's grab the initial. So, the end date down here, local end date. I used the wrong copy and paste then. You're doing all right. Just reinstall the lighter version of Linux desktop on an older laptop. Oh, fair enough. We've made some decent progress in getting bugs sorted. Yes, so we've solved one critical bug this evening after finding a bunch, and we're just solving this particular one. And then I don't think the other bugs are going to be much of a hassle. So yeah, what version of Linux are you using? What distro? And what IDE are you using, out of curiosity? So initial is going to equal this. And then let's change it to the 17th. Go confirm. So we've got another end date as new equals this. Like that. So I equals n is true. And then we've got new is this. So I equals new is false. All right. Cool. Now I need to go through all of this documentation. So I might have update value on close. What's update value on close? Linux Mint, Xface. Ah, fair enough. I haven't used Xface in a while. I used to use it back when I had a single core and stuff like that. So wait, there's a Xface bug where cat scratches screen. I don't know if you've seen this one. Confirmed Nightbot is cheating. Yep, Nightbot is. Alright, let's see if Judgmental Lily will scare off the Nightbot. I don't know if you've seen this bug before with Xface. It is absolutely hilarious. It's a joke. The default desktop startup screen causes damage to the monitor. So yeah. The default wallpaper is having my animal scritch all the plastic off my LED monitor. Can we choose a different wallpaper? I cannot expect the scratches and were not. Let's end the mouse games over here. And then, of course, there's no more attachment there. Yeah, it's essentially what they're saying is their cat is scratching the wallpaper because there's a little mouse there. Oh, it's a snapshot of the old Bugzilla server, which is read-only since May. Please go to GitLab. They moved to GitLab. All right. Good on them. So yeah, God, that bug is old. I remember reading it long time ago. 2015. There you go. Nearly 10 years. Jesus. Now I just feel really old. All right. So getting back into this, yeah, it's actually quite funny. On update show. No. What's this? On update value. On update value, undefined. I need you to tell me what you do. On update format value, on update value. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that like that. I'm just going to scroll down here and I am going to go test, and I'm going to go console log test, and I'm going to pass through test here. I don't know if this is going to work at all. I don't think that will pass through anything, but we're going to test it. So I'm going to hit refresh. We are going to grab the initial, which is down here. So this is the initial. I'm going to go I equals this. And then we're going to click on this. We're going to go 18 and we're going to go confirm. So this is the new equals, oops, I put B. New equals this. I hit that button again. Piss. We've got the timeout equals this. And we've got the test equals this. All right. So the initial equals the new, that's true. The initial equals the timeout, that's false. The initial equals the test is false. All right, test equals the, that is false. Test equals the new is false. What value is test? Because none of those are lining up. That's annoying. All right. Yeah, this... I expected some lineup. Sorry, I'm just gonna zoom out so I can actually read everything. Formatted value, value changed, callback. So default undefined. I mean, what we could potentially do is we've got watches in here. Pretty stock standard stuff. Yeah. Events. Here's our event stuff. Show code. At update value. Oh, all right. Am I doing this wrong? Let's actually change it to this one first. At update value equals modified end date. They've got a thing in there. And then let's go back down to here. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. All right, wait a couple of seconds. Let's hit reload. Let's grab our initial. So our local start date, let's copy this. Let's go into our console. Let's go I equals this. And I just realized you guys can't probably see some of those numbers. I'm terribly sorry. I'll just move those over like that. Let's change the date by 1 day to the 19th. Let's go confirm. Hang on a minute. We now have different days. Suck it, Nightbot. Did Nightbot miss? All right. Time to drop. Don't forget your little... I'm gonna do the shell shock. I'm gonna do that. So, this particular day now should be new date. And then if we keep that in, that should be Sunday the Monday, yep, 19th at 1600. Perfect. All right. Now that's at GMT time. What is this timeout time for then? Sunday the May the 12th. Might just put the local start date here. Anyway. This end date now. So if we go new date equals this, does initial equal the end? No, it doesn't, because the end is now up to date. So I was just using the wrong call. So if I get rid of all of this now, scroll all the way up, get rid of that, go at update value equals modified start date. And that's that bug fixed. And what did you get? Oh, you got close. All right. I'm going to hit reload. So, let's move the 12th to the 15th and confirm. Let's move the 19th to the 14th and confirm. And that bumps that down to the 13th. All right, cool. And let's move the 13th to the 15th. And that moves that to the 16th. So everything's moving around now. I got on the platform. I'm happy with that. Fair enough. All right. So this particular bug where we need functions to make sure the end date does not appear before the start date and stuff like that, that's now working as intended. It'll have unintended consequences if we actually move this outside of the particular time frame, but that's perfectly fine. We've got a bug to capture that. So yeah, let's ready for retesting. Let's version this up to 18. All right. Let's click on this. Let's end this. Let's go git status, git add everything under source. We didn't edit anything else. Git commit. Let's go bug fix. Let's paste that in. And let's go git push. All right, cool. Let's do npm run prod. Let's do a release. So we're happy with both of these tonight. We think that both of these are working. So dragging, dropping in dates and all that kind of stuff, that's working as intended now. Yeah, let's finish this off with a release. So what we need to do is we need the NearBeach.read the docs, just because we like to follow the steps. Procedures, deployment of NearBeach. So we're going with the one npm audit. We've done audit the other day. We know that there's a few issues in there that we got to fix. We've just done the prod, run end to end. I'm just going to run the end to end. Doesn't hurt running it. We'll grab the screenshots. We'll double check everything very, very quickly. Ooh. To have title. Oh, NearBeach login. I think something's not logging in correctly. All right. Okay, I think something just, sometimes this happens. I think every now and then it trips up. Yeah, that was just a trip up. Sorry, that was a false positive. All right, cool. So now we go into here. We don't need to worry about this. We want to go into sites, NearBeach. We want to go into test results, shakeout, admin. So we're just going through here, making sure that there's no massive glaring issues with anything. I think that's perfectly fine. We need to go into dark admin. Sorry, I just need to scratch my eye for a little bit. All right, perfectly. Just going through this very, very quickly. Yeah, we're happy with all that. So, and then team leader. This one's a lot smaller. Yeah, cool. All right, so we've just done that. We're happy with that. So please note, yep. We'll be check all the screenshots, make sure the development branch has been pushed to the origin, including compilation of all the JavaScript. So what we need to do is git status, git add everything, git commit, release 0.31.18, I think. Yep. Which, there we go, done. And if I can get a couple more bugs done on the weekend, I'll get 0.19 out, which means that we're done essentially release every single week this year, which is great, and a great average to have. And then as we do more bugs, of course, it's going to be a release on average every 5 days. All right, we don't we're not doing the flow anymore on our local. We're actually doing that on GitHub itself now. The reason being is it doesn't activate GitHub action. So what we're doing is we'll do a compare and pull develop to, sorry, features, new features, today's to-do dashboard widget has a new color change and a link to the My Planner feature. Okay, cool. So bug fixes. Once again, we just go into here. We actually click on this. We then grab the link because it contains all that information that we need. We just paste it in. The idea being is you guys can actually visit these bugs. So you can actually read them and read up on them and so forth like that. All right, cool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this, create pull request. Now, whilst this is all doing this and so forth like that, so what I want to do, Circle CI, I want to log in. I want to log in with GitHub. It's just going to log me in very, very quickly. All right, it's running, but our last sort of thing sort of ran perfectly fine. I don't foresee this breaking whatsoever. So what I want to do is I want to merge, confirm merge. We're not deleting that branch. All right, cool. Let's go into this. We now create a release. The releases are pretty simple. We'll just do that. We're going 0.31.18. 0.31.18. Set as pre-release, create discussion. All right, cool. And then that's it. We've just done our release. So for those that don't know, what actually happens is we've got a bunch of actions in here. And what this does is it will deploy NearBeach to PyPI, which is the Python sort of repository. So they'll update NearBeach up there. That takes, I forgot how long that takes. It shouldn't take too long. And then the deploy the static files will actually happen. That probably takes the longest. That can take between 15 to 30 minutes. And then once that's done, it'll trigger the Docker build. And what will actually happen is the Docker build will build using the latest Docker base. So we have a NearBeach Docker base, which gets every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it will renew that to make sure that it's got the latest packages in there. So yeah, this is currently doing this. It won't take too long to deploy, usually up to half an hour, up to, depending how long the static files take, it can take up to 40 minutes. But usually, if this is really quickly, the deploy static files, let's say it's 15 minutes, then it'll take all up about 20 to deploy, which is great news. All right, I can close that, I can close that. Let's get some administration stuff done very, very quickly. So back on here, what we want to do is we'll fix that and we'll fix that. And what I want to do is I want to bump this and change it to 19. Update query, I then want to change this name to 19, like so. I also want to bump this and go 20. I want to go save as new, like so. I'm just, yeah, just simple administration sort of stuff. Oh, we don't have a 21 yet. What I want to do, custom fields. I love the organization, makes my brain happy. Yeah, me too. I've just got to get all of this done because I've just done a release. So I want to release that. I've released 18. So we're up to 19 now. We can archive that one. We can archive that one. And I'm going to add in a couple more now. Because I feel when fixing the bugs, I usually power through versions. So when we did 0.30 release last year, which was in the middle of the year, we essentially did 35 releases. So in 6 months, we did 35 releases, which is quite fast. But then again, that was because every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I was on stream. I would fix 5 issues or 3 issues, enough to sort of get me past that line that justifies a release. So yeah, whereas features usually take about a week or 2. I forgot where I was going with all this. Yeah, you'll probably see me plow through a lot of these version numbers very, very quickly when fixing bugs. 0.31.23. Edit. Sorry, should be like that. Alpha 0.31.24. Let's make that a lovely little blue. So that's, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think. Let's do one more. So yeah, up to 25. All right, let's go into issues. Let's click on this. Let's then do this. And what we can do is we can go save as new query, bump this into like this, whoops. And then just go save and do the same thing over and over again. All right, cool. So yeah, we just got our new releases and all that kind of stuff in there. I can't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 major bugs that I do want to get fixed. Sprints can't show the requirement items. All right, that's definitely a major one. That won't be fixed. I need to think about that particular one. Essentially, we need to figure out how we're going to implement requirement items which don't have a start date, end date. When you think about it, so requirements are like user stories. So you're gathering user requirements. The requirement items are the nitty gritty of those stories. So extra detail and stuff like that. So the requirements, helicopter view, requirement items themselves, the little tiny neat pack details and so forth like that. They don't have a start date and end date because they're essentially requirements. Yeah, so I've got to figure out how I can implement that. It might be one of those things that what I would do is I would place things under, yeah, I'll think about it. Date time not matching in Gantt chart. Yeah, I think that problem will be solved very shortly. I think there's a couple of bugs that sort of stack upon each other. So yeah. Anyway, I'm probably going to call it there. We've just hit the 4-hour mark. I've got to,